Welcome to this year's Garden of Remembrance, the virtual edition. We're happy to be able to share this unique memorial service with you during these interesting times. We are grateful that we still get to be together even though we're apart. In the words of Dr. Wolfelt, when words are inadequate, use rituals.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad you're able to join us virtually tonight. We're very lucky to be able to offer this Remembrance event during these challenging times. I'd like to acknowledge that this event is being hosted on Aboriginal land, which has been inhabited by Indigenous peoples from the beginning. As settlers, we're grateful for the opportunity to meet here, and we thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. In particular, we acknowledge that this is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, specifically Ojibwe Chippewa people. We recognize and deeply appreciate their historic connection to this place. We also recognize the contributions the Métis, Inuit, and other Indigenous peoples have made, both in shaping and strengthening this community in particular, and our province and country as a whole.
Remember, by Christina Rossetti. Remember me when I am gone away, gone far away into the silent land, when you can no more hold me by the hand, nor I half turn to go, yet turning stay. Remember me when no more day by day you tell me of our future that you had planned. Only remember me. You understand it will be late to counsel then or pray. Yet if you should forget me for a while, and afterwards remember, do not grieve. For if the darkness and the corruption leave a vestige of the thoughts that I'd once had, better by far you should forget and smile than you should remember and be sad.
We are all faced with the reality of loss. And as life goes on, days rolling into nights, it becomes clear that we never really stop missing someone special who's gone. We just learn to live around the gaping hole of their absence. When you lose someone you can't imagine living without, your heart breaks wide open. And the bad news is, you never completely get over the loss. You'll never forget them. However, in a backwards way, this is also the good news. They will live on in the warmth of your broken heart that doesn't fully heal back up, and you will continue to grow and experience life, even with your wound. It's like badly breaking an ankle that never heals perfectly, and that still hurts when you dance. But you dance anyway, with a slight limp, and this limp just adds to the depth of your performance and the authenticity of your character. The people we lose remain a part of us. Remember them, and always cherish the good moments spent with them.
I know that no matter what, you will always be with me. When life separates us, I'll know it is only your soul saying goodbye to your body, but your spirit will be with me always. When I see a bird chirping on a nearby branch, I will know that it is you singing to me. When a butterfly brushes gently by me so carefreely, I will know that it is you assuring me that you are free from pain. When the gentle fragrance of a flower catches my attention, I will know that it is you reminding me to appreciate the simple things in life. When the sun shining through my window awakens me, I will feel the warmth of your love. When I hear the rain pitter-patter against my windowsill, I will hear your words of wisdom, and will remember what you taught me so well, that without rain, trees cannot grow. Without rain, flowers cannot bloom. Without life's challenges, I cannot grow strong. When I look out to the sea, I will think of your endless love for your family. When I think of mountains, their majesty and magnificence, I will think of your courage for your country. No matter where I am, your spirit will be beside me, for I know that no matter what, you will always be with me.
Story, let me help you through this pain.
There you go, swimming deeper into mystery. Here I remain, only seeing where you used to be. Stared at the ceiling till my ears filled up with tears. Hardly got to know you, and suddenly you're out of here. Gone from mystery into mystery. Gone from daylight into night. Another step deeper into darkness. Closer to the light. I walked outside. Summer moon was nearly down. Mist on the fields. Holy stillness all around. Death's no stranger. No stranger than the life I've seen. Still I cry. Still I beg to get you back again. Gone from mystery into mystery. Gone from daylight into night. Another step deeper into darkness. Closer to the light. Another step deeper into darkness. Closer to the light.
God gave me a child, you see, a child to call me mother, a sweet little girl named Jennifer. We love her like no other. 2 years and 4 months went by when my due date arrived for another. For Dad and I, a baby boy. For Jennifer, a brother. But just before my son was born, I heard the doctor say, "I'm sorry to say, your baby's dead." God took my baby away. You learn to live with the heartache and pain, a pain that's like no other, a pain that no one understands unless you're that child's mother. Time heals all wounds, people say, or life goes on day by day. Well, let me say this, the wound never heals. You just learn to adjust, to live with how you feel. Life does go on, and again I was due. God gave me not one baby, but blessed me with 2. 2 little girls more precious than gold. Finally, not one, but 2 babies to hold. Now we have Jennifer, Katie, and Jessica as well, who keep us so busy it's so hard to tell that although we'd never change one for the other, we still want our son, and the girls want their brother.
A story, it fills you with regret and shame. Tell me your story, let me help you through this pain. Tell me a story, I won't be taken aback. I won't make judgment on what you do, who you are, what you lack. It's just a story, but it holds you in a tight fist. You must know deep inside there's more to you than just this. It's a story, but it plays to you in real time. It's a story, no worse or better than mine. It's a story, a version of what happened before. Tell me a story, you don't have to be alone anymore. You don't have to be alone anymore. You don't have to be alone anymore. You have a story, it fills you with regret and shame. Tell me your story, let me help you through this pain. Tell me a story, I won't be taken aback. I won't make judgment on what you do, who you are, what you lack. It's just a story, but it holds you in a tight fist. You must know deep inside there's more to you than just this. It's a story, but it plays to you in real time. It's a story, no worse or better than mine. It's a story, a version of what happened before. Tell me a story, you don't have to be alone anymore. You don't have to be alone anymore. You don't have to be alone anymore.
We gather to remember the little things that made a special place in our heart, to remember those happy times when we laughed and those times when our hearts broke as one. For who could put a price on memory? We gather to share the pain, to hurt when you hurt without presuming that our pain is the same, to cry when you cry and not try to hide or avoid our tears. For who can ever take away the pain? We gather to give the gift of grief, to stand beside you in silence and not be uncomfortable with your tears, to allow you the gift of mourning this loss and not lose patience. For grief is our way of healing a broken heart.
Well, there are many beautiful things that have been written about memory and loss and life. And in my tradition, we turn to Scripture to find comfort and understanding at all times of life. In the book of Ecclesiastes, we read, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up what has been planted. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance." I believe that gardens are special places. We continue to learn about the very real physical and psychological effects and benefits of getting our hands dirty, of getting our hands into the soil and working with nature to help to create something beautiful. So if you're able to, I would encourage you to plant a plant in memory and to honor the life of the one that you love. And there are many reasons that I would encourage you to get out into a garden. In my tradition, we believe that many important things happen in a garden. It can be where we encounter the Creator in a very personal way. When we mark our plants with the names of those that we love, who have gone before us, we can remember the ways that they have influenced our lives and give thanks for them. In a garden, it's easier to remember that everything does indeed have its season. It's easier to remember that what has died in the seasons before is now providing nourishment and enrichment to new life. It's easier to remember that we need times of rain as much as we need times of sunshine. Someone once said that if all we had in our lives were days of sunshine, we'd end up living in a desert, not a garden. And any gardener will tell you that a beautiful garden doesn't just happen. It takes effort and thought and endurance and time. And so too with grief and healing. It takes effort and thought and endurance and time. So as you plant your plants, if you are able to do that, and remember those you continue to love, may you also nurture your memories of them. May those memories nurture you and give you sustenance in the years to come. As you come to this garden, as you look at the gardens around you, may it be a reminder of the beauty of life, life that has passed, but life that is also yet to be lived.
Words seem so feeble in moments like these. Life is so precious, and death such a thief. The depth of your pain I cannot comprehend, but I'll stand alongside you in the darkness, my friend. Love is a bond that death cannot part. Gone from your arms, but still held in your heart.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In the small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut trees, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's bright and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. Join me, won't you? I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In the small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut trees, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's bright and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
When they met at the river, he could see her standing there in a dress made of linen and a flower in her hair. And they stayed for a while, making drawings in the sand. And they knelt by the river where the water meets the land. 10 years passed, he came to her, a nervous tone she'd never heard. With trembling hands, gave her a note in boyish words he wrote. If I go to the river, will I see you standing there in a dress made of linen and a flower in your hair? We can stay for a while, making drawings in the sand. I will wait by the river where the water meets the land. So she went to the river and she saw him standing there in a suit from his father and a flower for her hair. He pulled a ring from his pocket as he gently took her hand, and he knelt by the river where the water meets the land. A lifetime passed, a fairy tale. 3 children grown, their love prevailed until the day he knelt alone and traced the words upon her stone. If you go to the river, you will see me standing there in a dress made of linen and a flower in my hair. You will find me forever in our drawings in the sand. I will wait by the river where the water meets the land. When they met at the river, he could see her standing there in a dress made of linen and a flower in her hair. And they stayed for a while, making drawings in the sand. And they knelt by the river where the water meets the land. 10 years passed, he came to her, a nervous tone she'd never heard. With trembling hands, gave her a note in boyish words he I see you standing there in a dress made of linen and a flower in your hair. We can stay for a while, making drawings in the sand. I will wait by the river where the water meets the land. So she went to the river and she saw him standing there in a suit from his father and a flower for her hair. He pulled a ring from his pocket as he gently took her hand, and he knelt by the river where the water meets the land. A lifetime past, a fairy tale. 3 children grown, their love prevailed until the day he knelt alone and traced the words upon her stone. If you go to the river, you will see me standing there in a dress made of linen and a flower in my hair. You will find me forever in our drawings in the sand. I will wait by the river where the water meets the land. When they met at the river, he could see her standing there in a dress made of linen and a flower in her hair. And they stayed for a while, making drawings in the sand. And they knelt by the river where the water meets the land. 10 years passed, he came to her, a nervous tone she'd never heard. With trembling hands, gave her a note in boyish words he wrote. If I go to the river, will I see you standing there in a dress made of linen and a flower in your hair? We can stay for a while, making drawings in the sand. I will wait by the river where the water meets the land. So she went to the river and she saw him standing there in a suit from his father and a flower for her hair. He pulled a ring from his pocket as he gently took her hand, and he knelt by the river where the water meets the land. A lifetime past, a fairy tale. 3 If you go to the river, you will see me standing there in a dress made of linen and a flower in my hair. You will find me forever in our drawings in the sand. I will wait by the river where the water meets the land. So she went to the river and she saw him standing there in a suit from his father and a flower for her hair. He pulled a ring from his pocket as he gently took her hand, and he knelt by the river where the water meets the land. A lifetime past, a fairy tale, 3 children grown, their love prevailed, until the day he knelt alone and traced the words upon her stone. If you go to the river, you will see me standing there in a dress made of linen and a flower in my hair. You will find me forever in our drawings in the sand. I will wait by the river where the water meets the land.
How do we go on after the unthinkable happens? How can we carry the burden of knowing the world can be cruel and dangerous, the future so unpredictable? We are stronger than we know, and this is how we show it. Holding each other, giving comfort in the midst of pain, loving more fiercely through our actions and the things we say, making the world just a little better every single day. Never taking life for granted, knowing it can be snatched away. This world may bring darkness, but we are bearers of light. We'll join our flames together and shine in the darkest of nights.
Remember me when the flowers bloom early in the spring. Remember me in the sunny days, in the fun that summer brings. Remember me in the fall as you walk through the leaves of gold. And in the winter time, remember me in the stories that are told. But most of all, remember me each day, right from the start. I will forever be, for I live within your heart. Remember me.
I'd like to begin by acknowledging everyone's contributions for making this event possible. Thank you to our volunteers, team and community partners. Thank you to our musicians Paul, Annalise, Francis and Angie for once again sharing your talents with us. An extra big thank you goes to Amanda, our communications and fundraising coordinator, for putting this beautiful virtual ceremony together. It's been quite the year, hasn't it? This chapter of history that we are navigating right now has many similarities with grief. We fear loss of control, and things that felt certain now hang in the unknown. We're all in this same storm, but in completely different boats. Much like grief, everyone's voyage and experience is different and unique to them, and we don't always have a choice on how robust our boat is. If someone is sinking, and remember, this can be silent, as people don't always ask for help, kindness can help lift them back to the surface. It can be a literal lifeline. I think collectively, as a community and nation, some of the tragedies and events that have unfolded have offered us opportunities to extend compassion and support to our fellow humans. We have this chance now to use kindness, which according to the dictionary means the quality of being friendly, generous and considerate. We get to listen, learn, be aware of social injustices, past hurts and histories, ask how we can help and work together. Again, like grief, some of the conversations will be difficult, but we will feel better once we've had them. What will help spread kindness is more kindness. The thing is with kindness, it's contagious and you don't need a mask. Every sentient being should have a daily dose of kindness. This virus and lockdown have kept us apart from our loved ones, and we've had to miss or postpone milestones and major life events. For many, those losses are huge and need to be heard and validated. For those who couldn't say farewell to loved ones, as we usually would, we recognise this has been an extra challenging and painful time. I hope this evening has offered some sanctuary, and if planting something as a memorial isn't possible for you right now, there are many other rituals you could explore to honour your loved one's memory. Make their favourite meal, watch their favourite movie, have a get-together, virtually or otherwise, once it's safe to do so, and swap stories about their life. At Hospice Aurelia, we explore how death changes a relationship but doesn't end it. Our wish is that you practice whatever ritual works for you to bring you comfort, to keep the relationship and memories alive and forever in your heart. Let's spread kindness and aim for an epidemic. As we say goodbye, we will leave you with Angie Nussey's beautiful video titled Former Me. Thank you and stay well.
I will not be the face of anger today. I will not be disgraced by what some others say. I will not hang my shoulders and walk like a failure, nor puff out my chest and laugh like a sailor. I will stand in this stairwell until I'm reminded that all of us in here are not so divided. I will not let my pride make this all wrong. I will not be defined by a voice or a song. I will not make a ruling on what they ought to see. I will not be the former me. I did not come this far to fall off the wagon. I will not let my scars feed this addiction. I can't laugh at this moment. I know it's a test. We all carry love. We all what some others say.